Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. In this episode, I'm going to try to explain to you these two words on the board. These two words, these are very original Chinese words, and especially this word has a close relationship with China's history during the 1950s. I will explain to you later. The first one here is 阴谋. 阴谋. The second one here, 阳谋. 阳谋. So you may notice the second character of these two words are the same, right? 谋 and 谋, they are the same. So this 谋, it's written like this. It has a left part and it has a right part. The left part, we call it 言字边. 言字边, it means this series of characters which has the same left part have something to do with your mouth or with your words, right? Something you speak. Something you speak out. And the right part, 某, the third tone, 某. The right part gives the sound of the whole character, and the left part gives the meaning. So this 谋, it means strategy, something like strategy or plans, very big plans, or a comprehensive plan, or a well-thought plan. That is 谋. 谋, think it through, right? Something that you are well planned or well prepared. That is called 谋. And the first character, 阴 and yang, 阴 and yang, you may have heard about the Chinese word yin yang, right? Yin and yang. So yin is the dark side, yin is a dark side, and yang is a bright side. Or you may say this yin is a negative side, and this yang is a positive side, something like that. So this one, 阴谋, right? A plan that is done in the dark side, 阴谋. So it's like English word conspiracy, right? Conspiracy. So this 阴谋 is something you must do secretly or covertly. You don't want anyone to know what you're doing or what you're planning, right? That is called 阴谋. 阴谋. Or politically speaking, 阴谋 is done by someone who hasn't got the power yet, right? Someone who wants to usurp or overturn the established government. So if something is done by those people, these kind of actions are called 阴谋, right? 阴谋. And what I want to explain to you more is this second one, 阳谋. 阳谋. By contrast to this 阴谋, which is done secretly, 阳谋is not done secretly, but it is something or some bad things, basically some bad things that is done in the public, right? It is not conspiracy. It is some kinds of conspiracy, but it's those bad things that I will do, and I will let you know that I will do some bad things to you. So it's a little bit hard to explain what is 阳谋. 阳谋. On the first level, 阳谋, for example, is what the government do, or what the leaders do because they have the power they don't have to do it secretly to some extent because they have the power already, right? They don't have to grasp the power anymore. They can use the power to do something they want. So this Yang Mo is not something that is secretly done, but something that is done or something in public, or something I want you know, or I want the leaders want the public to know what they are doing. This is the first level. And at the second level, I want to explain to you with a Chinese history during the 1950s history. You know, the new China, the so-called new China, established in 1949, and short after 1949, basically during 1957, during 1957, a campaign in China which is called the Anti-Rightist campaign. I'll write it here. Anti-Rightist campaign. In Chinese, we call it 反右。反右运动 campaign is 运动 in Chinese, and this anti is 反, and this rightist is 右. Left and right, 左和右 left and right, so it's political, something related to politics. Anti-rightist campaign in 1957. So in the year 1957, Chairman Mao in China, he said that, okay, let's have a movement. What movement? It's called the 100 Flowers movement. Sounds very nice, right? 100 flowers. It's the 100 flower movement. In Chinese, we call it 百花齐放. 百 is 100. Flowers in Chinese is 花. 百花 movement or 百花齐放. It means all kinds or hundreds of flowers bloom together. So it's a metaphor, of course, a metaphor to represent that Chairman Mao wanted intellectuals, basically, or scholars in China speak up. He wanted those people speak up. Speak what? To criticize the government. Chairman Mao wants those intellectuals to criticize the government. So he said that the CCP wanted to learn from the mass, wanted to learn from the intellectuals. So he held this 100 Flowers movement. And during the 100 Flowers movement, some ideas at the first phase, some ideas came out. Like, for example, some scholars, they raised up the idea that in China, we shouldn't have just one party. We should have another party and to compete against CCP, right? Something like that came out. So during this movement, the 100 Flowers movement, some ideas were not tolerated. So there were two phases of the movement, of this 100 Flowers movement. The first one is a lot of ideas came out, and scholars and intellectuals were encouraged to speak out, to say from the bottom of their hearts. That's the exact word. So those innocent scholars, they want the country, right? They wanted the country to become a democratic one. So they spoke a lot of those, I don't know how to say that, a lot of suggestions to Chairman Mao himself and the CCP. So this is the first phase. And then with the suggestions become more and more harsh, Chairman Mao changed his ideas. Then Chairman Mao wrote two passages to fight back. The first one is, the title of the passage is 事情正在起变化. Things are changing. Literally, things are changing. So he believes that his ideas of this 100 Flowers movement is changing. And the second passage, the title is 这是为什么? Why this is happening? 这是为什么? So, after these two passages, this anti-rightist campaign began. So this is a brief history of the anti-rightist campaign in 1957, and this campaign lasted 3 years, 1957 to 1959. The result is, what is the result? About 550,000 intellectuals or scholars or teachers were exiled or banished to those remote areas, and a lot of them died, or starving to death, or beaten to death, or in the northeast, far northeast of China, and cold. They suffer the coldness and they die. My grandpa is one of them. So 550,000 elites of China, they were banished to those remote areas because of this anti-rightist campaign. And this Yang Mo, Chairman Mao, very proudly said at a meeting, he said, some say, this is his words, some say CCP has conspiracy, 阴谋, but in my opinion, this is Yang Mo. This is Yang Mo. So this Yang Mo is famously raised by Chairman Mao during the anti-rightist campaign during 1957 to 1959. 550,000 intellectuals, those elites of China, have suffered huge pains, and a very small portion of them survived this campaign. A lot of them have died. If you have heard this place, 边夹沟, this 边夹沟 is a place name. 边夹沟is a place in Gansu province in northwest China. So 20,000 or to 50,000 intellectuals were sent to this place, a very remote place, very harsh environment, to plow the desert there, to work on the desert there. 20 to 50,000 people working in this place, which could only raise about 5,000 people. So, 20 to 50,000 people in a place which could only raise or contain 5,000 people at most. So the rest of them, or most of them, died because of hunger. That is very, very tragic stories, a lot of tragic stories. And there's a book about this story. So this is Yang Mo. Chairman Mao said, we're not doing conspiracy, we're not doing Yinmo. No Yinmo for CCP, only Yang Mo for CCP. We're doing Yang Mo. So why I raised this history is because, in my opinion, the Western countries still don't understand CCP, don't understand why Xi Jinping, the president, what he is doing. So everything is written out. Every plan has been told to the public before they take action. So the CCP, what the CCP does is Yang Mo. So if you read through the lines of their articles published by the CCP media, you will notice they are telling you what they are doing now. So the tragic thing is nobody understands that, or nobody wants to believe that they are doing horrible things, because the readers, the mass, are innocent people, are noble people. They can't understand why something or someone is so evil to do these things. Right? This is Yang Mo. I think I explained myself these two words, Yin Mo and Yang Mo. These are very original Chinese words, and it will help you to learn Chinese modern history from 1949 till now, to help you to understand CCP. Alright, if you think CCP is evil, that's correct. But you have to know why they are evil, what they have done, or what did they do. So you can figure out some ideas or some measures to cope with that. You have to have strategies to cope or to deal with the evils. Alright, see you next time. I hope you have at least learned something and have something to reflect or think about. See you next time.